Wherefore, Series 2, Episode 27, guest featuring Mr. Anderson. Sabrina already knew something about wizard initiations, so it comes as no surprise to her to be told that this is a thing. Tim did his not so long back, and it involved a lot of kit, costume, candles and arm waving, if the practice efforts were anything to go by. What Sabrina didn't know then is that the wizard creates their own initiation. It is an expression of intent and a statement to the universe about who you are and what you mean to do and what kind of magic speaks to you. Each wizard walks their own path. There is only so much you can be taught. Most of what it means to be a wizard is down to individual choice, will and intent. There is the added complication that she is not initiating to become one of the 7 wizards of Stroud. She's doing it to deliberately break that tradition, and no one really knows what the consequences of this will be. Not that many people know it's happening. By the time they do, it will be too late. Sabrina knows at once that she does not want some pompous Tim-style ritual. It doesn't even have to be a ritual at all. It can be any action that embodies intent, focuses dedication, or otherwise makes sense to the wizard doing it. The downside of this improvised idiosyncrasy is that there's not much advice any other wizard can give you. As initiations are highly personal, wizards tend to be rather private about them. There isn't much information to be had. Working out how to do it is actually an important part of the challenge. At this stage, Sabrina doesn't really know what she's for or what her magic is about. It turns out that Amagin gave her quite the wrong impression. He made her feel slow, foolish, and not very good at it all. In reality, she is incredibly adept at magic and an amazingly fast learner. She knows that now, and that she has innate skill and capacity alongside a will to learn and a desire to understand. In recent weeks, she's had to significantly adjust her opinions about herself. Her initiation may be the opportunity to figure out who she is. It will have to be intense, dramatic, challenging, and the sort of thing that invites possibility. Stroud has a long-standing legend that there are ways under the hills. There are definitely caves and old mine workings, some of which have been carefully closed off to protect the bats who live in them. There are old mines near Nailsworth that are generally considered to be the entrance to the way through the hill. Where they come out, no one knows. It is also widely considered to be likely that they may not emerge. Young people who have grown up with Alan Garner's tales of Alderley Edge often feel a yearning for their own hills to be full of secret ways and populated by goblins, wizards, and old magic. Sabrina is one of those people. However, she does not dream of going under the hill to find a wizard. She sees herself going under the hill to be the wizard. It will be dangerous. She discusses her plans with no one. She will go to one of the known entry points she's visited before. Carrying nothing, not even a light, she will walk through the hill using only magic to help her. It will be about courage, faith in herself, faith in the magic, and an opportunity for proof of the extraordinary. She goes into the hill and stops once she is beyond the reach of the light. It is hot outside the cave, but the cave is cool and peaceful. The darkness lies thick and heavy before her. She has no plan. "Hello," she says softly to the darkness. "I want to pass through the hill, please." She breathes slowly, considering her options. The skin on the back of her neck prickles. Someone is behind her. Sabrina stays very still. She feels the cool draft of his passing. The man is silvery and indistinct against the backdrop of darkness, but she knows who he is, for he is part of the folklore of this place. A Polish miner killed in an accident taking stone out of here. She has never encountered him on previous visits, but then she's never been here on her own before. It bothers her that she does not know his name. Are you here to help me? She asks, wondering what to do if he isn't. He reaches a spectral hand towards her and she responds in kind. It is bitterly cold where their fingers meet, but even so, the gesture is reassuring. He turns and walks into the darkness, and without hesitation she follows. There are mosses on the wall that sparkle strangely as the ghost passes them. The tunnels twist and branch, and she cannot keep track of them. Sabrina knows she will not find her way out without guidance. She lets go and trusts, because this is the path she has chosen. The faint light of her guide shows a little of the underground realm as they pass through it. The cut rock of the mine is full of signs of human working, and angular, partially shaped rocks litter the way. They duck through a narrow point, and the character of the tunnels changes. Sabrina knows that they are following the water-cut routes now. She remembers the bit in the Alan Garner book where the children must squeeze through a terrifying claustrophobic passage, and hopes that her initiation will not be that harsh. In the minimal light, the rock seems alive with forms and faces. Creatures, or the spirits of creatures. None of them touch her, but they feel real, as though they are more than hallucinations that come from sensory deprivation. They seem present and attentive. She whispers greetings to them, wondering what role they have to play in her life. She has been walking for some time now. Her ghostly guide holds a steady pace. She is tired, bruised from encounters with the rocks, hungry, thirsty, and increasingly sure she has made a terrible mistake. She isn't strong enough for this. She doesn't know enough. There is so much weight of rock above her, and she is entirely lost. She's not even using her magic like she thought she would, and she feels so small and so powerless. Trust, says the earth. Strength, whisper the half-glimpsed shadow creatures. Sabrina realizes that this place will crush her if she lets it, or she can draw upon its power. She can pull the rock and the shadows into herself so that the thirst and hunger do not slow her down. She walks, her head full of whispers and her heart pounding hard. She walks because there is going to be a far side to this, and she is going to emerge from the hill into daylight, and she is a wizard, and this is her will. Ahead of her, the ghost holds his pace, and the tunnels get ever tighter. The hole she scrambles out from looks like the mouth of a badger sat. She knows she will never tell anyone where it is, will never speak of this experience at all. It is hers.